Dexter's drive for blood is approaching full speed as he is on a mission to get Captain Spencer on his table. But he's not the only one hungry for blood as we get introduced to an adult Brian, also on a killing spree of his own. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review the penultimate episode of Dexter Original Sin, Season 1, Episode 9. And you know what? I wasn't expecting too much from Original Sin. I was expecting just a decent show, and I think it started off that way, but I do think the longer it's gotten on, I think especially since we got into the second half of the episodes, episode 6 and onwards, I think the show has picked up, and I thought it was really cool to have both, and to see both an adult Dexter and an adult Brian going their own separate ways, trying to kill their own separate people.
Yes, I thought it was very good. Brian Moser, we thought he appeared earlier this season. It was actually him, it turns out, when he bumped into Dexter at the bar. Then we seen Dexter when he was chasing, I believe, Levi Reed. We saw an ice truck, but I thought they were just doing these wee Easter egg things. But here, fair play to them. They've incorporated Brian, and it actually makes a bit of sense. And I think it's leaving the door open for a season 2.
No, absolutely. I mean, at this point, they'd be dropping the ball, or at least they'd be leaving a lot on the table if they don't have another season. Now, I mean, I think the only problem is in Dexter Original Sin, how do you do a season 2, and how do you have Brian Moser be an adult and be involved for the whole season pretty much without actually meeting Dexter and interacting with Dexter? So as good as I think it could be, and as much as I think there is potential there to have a lot more adult Brian, at the same time they're also limited because of the original show. You can't have Dexter and Brian meet in this show.
No. As good as it got was that wee interaction they had at the table, because they don't know who each other are. Well, maybe Brian knew who he was, and also Harry has seen this episode that Brian was privy at every crime scene Dexter was at. But in terms of Dexter actually acknowledging the fact that's him, he's never going to do it.
But you could do a lot with Harry and Brian.
Yep, you could, absolutely. And
so
I think that's what they're going to do.
There is definitely potential in season 2 for, to have your own story with Brian and Harry, and who knows, maybe that could end in something that we didn't think actually happened. Harry supposedly committed suicide. Maybe we could see why he done it. Who knows? We have to wait and see. But as for this episode, I mean, let's get into it. Basically, Dexter makes a mission that he's going to bring down Captain Spencer. He doesn't need any more proof. He doesn't need any more facts. He's got everything he needs to put Captain Spencer on his table.
Yeah, and when you look at Spencer, it's pretty much all points to him. I mean, what about his son?
Yeah.
Because he recognised his dad's cough? I mean, you thought this Spencer guy was bulletproof, and then it all came crashing down just due to his antics as a father.
Yeah, he's desperate to not get caught, and it looks like he is going to get caught by Dexter. We see Bobby. Bobby's in the hospital. Everyone's coming to visit Bobby. Everybody loves Bobby. Deborah goes to the station, and she's in the department, and she begins to look like maybe she could consider this as a career. She's talking with Tanya. Tanya says they need more strong women like Deborah to join the force, and I mean, you're beginning to see signs that maybe Deborah's going to actually, mature a little bit, maybe, and actually stop partying and stop dating fucking older guys that are. I mean, we thought she was dating older guys this season. Wait till she gets to Frank Lundy.
Yeah, we did see Harry this episode telling no more older guys.
Would Harry have approved?
I don't think Harry would approve. Damn it, of Frank Lundy. Maybe his catching, serial killing catching skills but not who he's catching in the bar.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see signs of Deborah. If there is a season 2, we could potentially see her trying to get into law. We could see her maybe trying to become a police officer. But I think it's probably too early for that to happen. So, I mean, who knows what direction they could go with there. We get more flashbacks with younger Harry. He reveals to Spencer back in the timeline that he's basically compromised the mission because he's had an affair with Laura Moser. He assumes that Laura Moser is dead, and they go on a search. They're down at the shipping containers. They're opening up all the containers. They're trying to find Laura Moser and the two kids, Brian and Dexter. Eventually, they do find them, and they open the container, and there's just like this big, this like big wave of blood that spills out. Everyone inside the container has been dismembered, apart from the two kids. Harry rushes in, grabs Dexter, runs out with Dexter, and just leaves Brian, like, sitting in the corner. Like, fucking...
Brian's left alone, all on his Todd.
Then a police officer comes in, takes out Brian, and then we see Laura Moser, who is dismembered. We just see the severed head there, so, that's not good for her. She didn't survive that, so...
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar to the... I like the fact they didn't waste too much on this, because we've seen it all before, really. But here, it was pretty graphic. You also did have the whole scene where Harry told LaGuerta, and she kind of bought it. And then when you had her go into the department and basically ask for the files, it turns out Harry had the files pulled about Dexter being related to Brian, so it looks like he's keeping that under wraps. But speaking of Brian, we've got him playing bingo, and throughout the flashbacks we've seen this woman with like this like distinctive mark on her face, basically helping foster Brian and Dexter.
Yeah, she promised that they wouldn't be separated, but it turns out that Brian just isn't really a normal kid. They're trying to take them both, but I think it goes too far, especially for Doris, when Brian, it looks like he tries to suffocate Deborah when she's crying as a baby. He claims that she's making too much noise. Harry comes in and like has in my opinion, a too fucking polite, respectful conversation with this, this, let's be honest, this kid that is not his, this kid that he may have got to know over the past year, but for me, it's like this child tried to snuff your infant daughter, and Harry, for me, that should have been it.
Like, I'm not saying, right, that if Harry just, tombstone pile drivered Brian here, it all would have been sorted. But do you think if Harry just smacked him across the face and was like, don't you ever fucking dare about doing that, would Brian have got in line? What was the correct way of handling this?
I know, because people are going to say, oh, you can't do that, he's a kid. He fucking tried to kill your infant daughter.
No, but see if Harry gives him, like, a proper scolding, right, and screams at him.
He didn't. He was, like, calmly saying to him, yeah, you can't be doing that,
But I'm saying if he does.
But he should.
Maybe that gets Brian in line.
No, I agree. I thought Harry dealt with it, like, too calmly, and then Brian fired back that he hates him, he doesn't want to be here, he wants to go home, and then he punches this window out.
Yeah, I mean, see the front glacier door window?
So little Brian punches the window, smashes it completely, then pushes big adult Harry to the floor and storms off.
There's blood everywhere, Harry's bladed, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, then comes the conclusion that, look, they want them both, but they just can't adopt Brian. Harry, I guess, determines that he's too damaged from what happened since he's older. Maybe it's got it's had a bigger effect on him. And they decide that they're going to give Brian back, but keep Dexter. And then we see Brian getting taken away by the woman that he later meets at the bingo. And after he gives her some, I believe he actually tells her that she won, and he offers to take her out for dinner, and then he puts her in the back of his van. Later, ties her up to this like lamppost, and she says that, please don't hurt me. I didn't want you to be separated. And Brian says, I didn't want us to be separated either, but you didn't keep your promise, and now you're the one going to be separated. And then he chainsaws her, I guess, just like Laura Moser got chainsawed. So that was kind of like poetic there. That was a good scene as well. Chainsaw coming back.
No, it was a very good scene, but at this point, I think it's all over for Brian. I mean, for Harry to... is this the final straw for Harry?
What do you mean it's all over for Brian?
Well, I feel like Harry was just going to cover it up to this point, but I mean, literally sawing this woman into a million bits. I think Harry's going to throw the full law at Brian here. No?
So you think he's going to try and kill him?
Well, no, maybe not kill him, but I thought maybe Harry would have given him like a talking to. Adult Brian, a real talking to. But now I feel like
I think he's beyond the talking to. Jesus Christ, he's chainsawed this person.
That's my point, though. He's beyond it now. I think he's going to send him to the psychiatric ward, never to be seen again until 2006.
Well, I mean, that could happen.
No, but they're definitely going to have a conversation. Harry's definitely going to meet up with him.
I think they need to have more of a conversation after what happened there. But we then get Dexter. He does manage to get Captain Spencer on his table. He pretends to be one of the drug dealers that Captain Spencer got the shirt from his kid that he planted the evidence with, and he's demanding $5,000 at some sort of games arcade. I guess it's shut down now. Dexter set up a kill room. Spencer comes. I don't even think he came with the money, to be honest. I think he just came with the intentions of killing the man that was supposedly blackmailing him here. But he walks in, he gets taken down by Dexter. Dexter stabs him with a needle through the hand. They get into a bit of a brawl. Spencer's a bit more shocked than anything else because he's like, what the fuck are you doing here, Dexter? And then Dexter manages to push the needle into his neck, takes him down. Spencer wakes up on the table. Dexter reveals that he knows everything. Spencer denies it though. Dexter says that he's sick. Spencer then tells Dexter, if you kill me, you'll never find out where he is. And then Dexter's like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to give you a bit of your own medicine. Then he's about to cut his finger off and he says, where is the boy? And Spencer won't reveal, and Dexter says, there won't be any hesitation marks with me. And rightfully there's not. He slices off the pinky, and then he tells Spencer that he can sit there and try and come to his senses. And when he returns, he wants to know the whereabouts of the kid. But rookie maneuver, Dexter actually doesn't have him tied down. The bubble wrap has obviously been cut so that he could get access to his finger. Spencer manages to escape. He gets into his car. He drives off, and we're going to have to wait and see, guys, in the next episode what happens. But lots going down here. I think the whole flashback stuff, that looks wrapped up. I don't think we'll see any more flashbacks, which I predicted. We've got Brian Moser running around killing people. We've got Harry trying to stop Brian Moser. We've got Dexter now trying to take down Captain Spencer. Captain Spencer now knows that Dexter is this fucking serial killer that is trying to, take down bad guys, and no doubt about it, he is a bad guy. I thought it was a really good episode. I'm going to give episode 9 a 9 out of 10. I thought it was great, and I'm looking forward to the finale, and hopefully, guys, it does not disappoint. But yeah, Dexter Original Sin. It's a show that started off good, in my opinion, a really good premiere, and then it was decent, it was solid, but we're getting now to the final episodes and it's beginning to pick up a lot, so I'm enjoying it. 9 out of 10, guys. Catch you in the next one. Until then, let us know your thoughts down below, and we'll have some theory fids this week as we approach the finale. That's it, till next time, peace.